If you are preparing a map for a digital slideshow, website, PDF report, or printing, once you have set your data, defined symbolization, and added labels, you will proceed with the map export. Click on the project New Print Layout and type the title of that print layout, or simply click OK. A layout window will appear. On the left side, you'll find a toolbox positioned vertically. Click on the Select Move Item icon and click on a blank page. In that way, you'll be able to define a map layout size and its orientation. Clicking on the Add Map button and dragging a box over a layout, you'll see a preview of your map. Selecting the Move Item Content icon, you'll be able to move a map content, and using a scroll on a mouse you'll be able to zoom in or out a map. For adding a scale bar, click on the Add Scale Bar icon and drag a box over a map where you want your scale bar to be. It is recommended to choose a part of the map without much content for placing a scale bar. On the right side, you'll find the Item Properties panel where you can customize a scale bar. In the main properties, you can change its style. In segments, you can, for instance, lower the number of segments and define a segment value. For this map, 250 meters segment will be appropriate. Let's make a few more tweaks. We'll make a scale bar lower. Get it closer to a label. And put a label in the center. And change the typeface and font size. If you want to keep those settings of the scale bar for your future maps, you can save it as a template. Adding a legend is similar to adding a scale bar. Click on the Add Legend icon and drag a box over a map where you want to put a legend. On the right side of the screen, within Item Properties, you can change the order of legend items and remove unnecessary ones. Maps by convention are north-facing. Only put a north arrow if the map has no graticule lines and is rotated relative to the north. If your map is north up, as most of the maps that follow standard cartographic convention, you do not need to add a north arrow on it. Do not add a north arrow on small-scale maps under any circumstances, for example for a world map, because of the direction of the north changes across the map. A single north arrow would not accurately indicate north for all places across the map. The way of indicating north in small-scale maps is by using graticule lines. Select a map item and within the Item Properties, expand the Grids dialog. Add a new grid by clicking on a plus icon and then click on Modify Grid. Choose Grid Projection. Define grid interval. And activate the checkbox Draw Coordinates. In the end, be careful, everything that is left outside the page will not be visible. Only if the large-scale map is rotated to fit better on the page you should include a north arrow on it. Map rotation could be done by selecting a map item and changing a value in the main properties. When you're happy with your settings, you can export a map as a raster or as a vector. If you need a raster format, click on the Export as Image icon. Choose the desired format and save a file. If you want to be able to open that map later in QGIS, check the box next to Generate World File and you'll get a georeferenced image. Choosing a TIFF format, your saved image will be georeferenced even without checking the box next to Generate World File. For exporting a map as a vector, you have two options. Choose a SVG format or a PDF format. In both cases you should check the boxes Always export as vectors and Always export text as text objects. Be aware that if you need to make changes on the exported map in some vector graphics editing software that will include text editing, it is better to export it to SVG format, because exporting to PDF will separate each letter and make the text uneditable.